Welcome back, kids. Do you want to go on a train ride, see whether we can find the missing egg? All aboard! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. My name's Mr. Livingston. Welcome to the Livingston Express. We will be leaving shortly. 10:30 start, arriving 10:30 and 30 seconds. First class accommodation is at the front and second class is at the rear. We will be having refreshments coming through at 10:30 and 5 seconds, which means you have 25 seconds to eat and drink. I hope you enjoy the journey, and we hope to see you soon. What have we found? We've got munchies. We'll put that with the rest of our week's find to help us with the puzzle. I've opened it. What else is there? A cross. What does that mean, kids? Come with us as we find out. The cross. In the morning, Jesus was taken to Pontius Pilate. The chief priest knew the Roman governor wouldn't sentence a man to death for a crime against God, so they accused him of a crime against the Roman laws. Jesus stood in front of the Roman governor, who asked him questions, but Jesus didn't reply. In the end, the governor realized Jesus was innocent, but he didn't want to make the Jewish leaders angry by setting him free. At that time, it was custom for the Roman rulers of the country to set one prisoner free.
At the feast of the Passover,
The people could choose who it would be. Pontius Pilate asked the crowd if he should free Barabbas, who was a murderer, or Jesus. The chief priests and Jewish leaders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas. "What shall I do with Jesus?" Pontius Pilate asked the people. "Crucify him! Crucify him!" they shouted. "What harm has he done?" asked Pontius. But the people just shouted again, "Crucify him!" Pontius turned away and washed his hands in a bowl of water to show that he was not to blame for Jesus' death. Then he gave the order that Barabbas should be set free and Jesus was to be whipped before he was put to death. The guards took Jesus away and dressed him in a purple robe, pressed a crown made of thorns on his head and put a stick in his hand. They knelt in front of him, laughing and jeering. "Hail, ha ha! King of the Jews!" they mocked, beating him and spitting at him. Then the guards dressed Jesus in his own clothes and made him carry a huge wooden cross through the streets of Jerusalem. Tired and weak from the beatings, Jesus stumbled and fell down again and again. At last, a soldier made a man called Simon, who was standing in the street watching, carried the cross for Jesus. They led Jesus outside the city to a place called Golgotha. There the guards nailed Jesus' hands and feet to the cross. They put a sign above his head which said, "Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews." Then they set up the cross between two other crosses. On them were thieves who had been sentenced to death. Jesus looked down at the soldiers and the people watching. "Forgive them, Father," he prayed. "They do not know what they are doing." Some of Jesus' enemies were in the crowd. "If you really are the Son of God, come down from the cross. Then we'll believe you. Ha ha ha, they jeered. And the chief priest called, You saved others. Why don't you save yourself? Mary, Jesus' mother, was standing near the cross with John, one of the disciples. Jesus looked down at them. Take care of her as if you were her son, he said to John. And from then on, John looked after Mary. At noon, it grew strangely dark for about 3 hours. The crowd watched and waited in silence. At 3 o'clock, Jesus looked up and cried, My God, why have you forgotten me? Bowing his head, he said, It is finished, and died. At that moment, the ground shook and the curtain in the temple ripped from top to bottom. Many of the soldiers and the people were very frightened. A Roman soldier looked up at Jesus. This man really was the Son of God, he said. The crowd drifted away to the city, but Mary, Jesus' mother, Mary Magdalene, and the other mother of James, and some of Jesus' other friends stayed by the cross. To make sure Jesus was dead, a soldier thrust a spear into his side. Then the soldiers took Jesus down from the cross. Over to you now, kids. Hi all, thanks for watching this video. I hope it's been a blessing and I hope you've enjoyed it with your kids and maybe yourselves. We hope that we'll see you tomorrow. If you've got any comments, please leave them or message us and we'll try and get back to you. Thanks, see you tomorrow.